Okay, we start with one called Corkscrew. I've missed the title, sorry. Corkscrew something shadow. Oh, oh, they've gone back. We need, yeah, okay. Corkscrew shadow dance. And it certainly is. This is very inventive. Oops, it's still on. I'm going to wait for a sec to see if it goes again. Okay. It's a very inventive picture, this. I've no idea how you did it. I'm assuming that the three in the front are real, and the three in the background are shadows, but it's probably not true because somebody's laughing. I really love it. I think it's a brilliant idea. Yeah, I don't know how you got the corkscrew stuff. Well, how do you think about it? They can't all be real because they're really odd shapes. So I don't know how you've done this, but it really works. Well done. I can't think of anything else to say about this other than it is very inventive. Alleyway. Now, you're going to have to forgive me on this one because my screen, the screen that I use for Zoom is not the best screen in the world. And I may be missing a bit of detail just in the side there, but it's a wonderfully atmospheric shot. Is it about shadow? I suppose it's dark and shadowy, so there are shadows in it. I think it's a very strong picture. Whether or not it's strong shadows, I'm less sure, but it is a very striking and very dramatic kind of picture, even though she's laughing. And the contrast in it is brilliant. So yeah, it's a lovely mono picture. Poplar Runway. Oh yes, this is a scene we see a lot of around this neck of the woods. Very strong shadows going into the trees, and yes, that works really well. It's a nice bright day. For me, it's a good picture, but it just doesn't hold my attention as long as some of the others. Maybe it's because there's nothing in the sky. The sky is just kind of beautiful blue, but it needs just a little bit more drama. Sorry about that, but it's a good picture nonetheless. It is a good picture. Agra shadows. Wow. Well, Agra, is that inside the Taj Mahal? Can you get inside the Taj Mahal? I don't think so. I don't know, but yeah, there are obviously shadows and very strong sunlight. You've done well to keep all the detail in the shadows. I love the designs and the colors in it work really well. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to imagine cropping the. I know you've kept the side of the window in for a reason, but I'm just trying to. My eye's going to it. I'm just trying to crop out just a little bit. I think it makes it slightly stronger if you don't have that light on the right hand side. Everyone can disagree with me if you like, but yes, it's a very good picture. Dancing in the air. Okay, I don't suppose they really were on the top of the Concorde, but somebody's had a bit of fun with Photoshop here. And yes, again, how much is it about shadows? I suppose they've got lots of shadows and it's a shadowy picture. So from that point of view, it's shadows, but maybe not as strongly shadows as some of the other pictures in the competition, but it's an interesting picture nonetheless. Prancing shadows. You know, the first time this went round, I thought it said something else. I can't remember what it said now. Anyway, it's very interesting because you've got shadows and shadows, because you've got shadows looking for what looks like from a window frame, and you've got shadows of the actual horses, yeah, horses, and it does really work very well. I'm just trying to imagine what it would be like without the window shadows. Would it be stronger? I'm not sure it would actually. No, very, very original. I do like the monotone sort of feel to it. Then just using the pinks works really well. Now it's a very good picture. Excellent picture. Barrowed light. And I didn't say borrowed light. I was sure I was going to, but I managed not to. Yes, this certainly is all about the shadows of the barrow. The shadows are strong and good. My eye is going up to the top corner where all the light is. And I don't think there's anything you can do about that, because I don't think if you crop it, it's going to make it any stronger. But you've also got shadows too in the background of the trees as well. So very strong shadow shot. Okay, I'm just trying to imagine it. Excuse me doing this. I'm just trying to imagine cropping all of the green out and most of the barrow. So you've just got the wheel and the shadow. And you know what? I think that makes a stronger image. I'll be interested to hear if anyone else feels the same way later on. But yeah, the actual shadow bit is really good. Shady Lady. Now, hang on a minute. I've got to do something here. Shady Lady. I can't find a lady. Somebody would tell, is there a lady in this picture? Or is it just a shape that you're looking at? Because all I can...
No, there's a shape. Yeah, it's the shape.
It's a shape. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I missed it altogether. Apologies for that. Yes. Good. It's a really good idea. I think, actually, if you really want to get the shady lady to be more prominent, because I missed it altogether, a crop would help. Because even though I love this, I love the colour and the textures on the left-hand side of the picture, I totally lost the main image of the picture, the main point of the picture. And if it had been cropped, then I wouldn't have done. So, yeah, it's a tough one, that, because the colours on the other side are really, really good. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. I just didn't see the title, so my fault probably. Early morning ride. Okay, yeah, lots of shadows in the early morning ride here. On my screen, I'm not getting any details of faces, but that may be me. So I will, again, people can tell me later that there was lots of details, because there were a couple of things I missed on Thursday that my screen just wasn't showing. So if they're there, then I apologize. So yes, it's a lovely atmospheric picture. You can imagine that early morning, and the shadow is perfect. I just, is there anything I would do? There's nothing you can do about it, because it's a piece of travel photography, and as a piece of travel photography, it's really, really good. I'm just getting a silly message here. Let's get rid of that. My PC does silly things, and yeah, it's a very good picture. Apologies for that. Just one. I love this. I just love the simplicity of it. I think the way you've handled it is brilliant. I love the fact that the shadow is getting all fuzzy and as it goes out. I love the vignette. I think that really works. I think the key line is perfect. Yeah, everything about this picture really works for me. I think it's brilliant. Well done. Neglected panes. They are a bit neglected, yes, indeed. So yes, we've got a picture of two halves here. Definitely shadows. For me, though, it's cut in half a bit. And my eyes wanting to look at what's behind the window rather than the shadows themselves. But nevertheless, it fits the bill, and it's a well taken picture, so well done. Light shadow, St Edmundsbury Cathedral. Sorry, that disappeared before I could read it properly. Yes, there's a lovely shadowy shot here. I love the colours. Yeah, thank you. I love the colours, and I love the softness of it. That doesn't mean to say that it's not sharp, because it is, but the picture has an overall soft feel that I really like. And it does tell a lovely, serene kind of story. Yes, I like that very much. Colours work brilliantly, and yeah, it works. Very good. Well done. Broken light. Okay. Yes, it's all, again, there's shadows in it. For me, one of the things we wanted to do with this competition was have an imaginative view to the subject, and for me this is maybe not quite as imaginative as some of the others in the image in the competition tonight. The image itself is fine, it's strong. I'm just in my head cropping a little bit off the left, because though the reflection in the window there is strong, it's so strong that it's taking my eye and I'm losing the rest of the picture. So for me, I might have cropped just a little bit off the left. But it's a good picture, but maybe not quite as shadowy as some of the others. Glass shadows. Yes, this is a very clever image too. I love the way the way you've taken this from the angle straight above. I love the use of just one color to make it work. Yeah, it's very well placed. Personally, because the shadows are quite blurry, I don't know whether I want them less blurry or more blurry, but something in my head saying they're not quite the right sort of blurry. But I'm being very picky here, because it's a very well taken picture. It is very good. Prowling through the shadows. Yeah, I've got one that looks just like this. He's in the hall growling at me at the moment. Yeah, this is a lovely portrait of a pussycat. Yeah, he looks gorgeous. How much is actually about the shadows, though? I guess he's quite in shadow, so from that point of view, he's shadowy. But to me, this picture doesn't talk of shadows, but it is a lovely, lovely portrait of a cat. So well done on that. Gaslight. Okay, this is another very strong picture. Gaslight. Oh yeah, I guess the gas lamp. Yeah, that's a really lovely shadow shot. Yeah, I'm just trying to think here. You've clipped the top of the gas lamp a bit, which is a bit of a shame. Don't mind the cyclist in it, though he's clipped a bit too, but that's fine because he's just part of the picture. The shadow element is very, very strong. I love it. Again, I'm just trying to crop that out, see if that makes, crop the cyclist out and see if that makes it a stronger image. Maybe it does actually, because when you crop him out, what you get is a very simple shadow shot that is very atmospheric. Not that I don't like the other half of it, because I do, but I just think that just works slightly better, but it's nevertheless, it's a very atmospheric picture. Spots or stripes? Okay, the stripes are the shadows, the spots are the cat. Yeah, I love cheetahs. They're beautiful animals. I will say one thing about this picture though, on my screen, and it may just be my screen, it doesn't look completely sharp. It's the face is quite soft, looks quite soft to me. And yes, it's the shadows are the stripes, so it fits the bill. But again, it's not quite as imaginative as some of the other images in the set. Frog leaf. Yeah, he's kind of cute, isn't he? So yeah, it's again, I'm enjoying the frog shadow, and I'm enjoying the leaf. The background is actually, I'm finding it slightly distracting because the colors are very strong and they're pulling my eyes. So you know, if you I guess it would be too small to crop it just into the bit where you've got the patterns and the colors of the leaf and the frog. But if you could do that, I think it would be a really, really strong image. Shadows on the wall. Yes, somebody's had fun with some strange lights here by the look of it. So yeah, it's definitely all about the shadows, this one. I like the softness of it, and I like the soft tones in it, so it works well. It's a good shadow picture. Tutti Flutie. Yeah, this is fun, isn't it? I'm really enjoying this one. I love the colors in it. I love the fact you've got a red key line. I think that really works. And the shadow is really well handled. This is a very imaginative, a very clever picture. I love it. Well done. One of the shot on the shoulders of giants. This is a very clever picture too. I love the colors. I mean, you can look at this picture without realizing the fact that you've got two people standing on standing on someone else's arms. And I do like the way it's handled. I do like the colors in it. For me, I think this is the same person put in the picture twice. Don't have a problem with that, but I'd have had I'd have had them both looking outwards if it had been me. Slight nitpick only. It's a very, very good picture. Well done. Swinging. This is a beautiful image, isn't it? I just love, well, I love flowers anyway, as most of you know. I just love the way you've handled this. I don't know where the flower is hanging out of this piece of metal, but it does work, and the shadows are beautiful. The whole thing just works really well for me. It's an excellent picture. Well done. Flower shadow. Yes, isn't he gorgeous? I'm looking at him. I'm on my screen. Again, it's my screen. He's very, very sharp in places. Round the edge of his wings, particularly the wing on the right hand side going up to the top, it looks like there's some kind of strange line around it. So I don't quite know how that happened. But again, it may be my screen, so if it is, I apologize. The shadow is good, and the picture is well taken. But there's just something a bit strange about that wing. Piece in the shadows. Now this is one where I think my screen is letting me down because it's very, very dark. I think it's probably got a lot more detail in it than I can see. This happened a couple of times on Thursday, so I'm going to withhold judgment on the fact that I'm losing detail here because it's probably just my screen. But it's a nice, peaceful picture, and the colors are lovely, and it's atmospheric. Shadows of faded flowers. Yes, this is imaginative, and what a beautiful picture. It's very well taken. It looks as if it's been taken up against a wall, which is not the only one here tonight, of course, but no, I really think this works very well. It's a lovely sort of floral picture. It's my kind of picture, this one, so well done. Shadow over shadow. Yeah, it certainly is. We've got 2 lots of shadow of something or another. Not very good on identifying plants. There could be teasels. There could be, I don't know. The author can tell me later. It's got a very strong vignette. And while I actually do like vignettes, I think a vignette works on this image. For me, I'd have had it a slightly muted color, perhaps just a sort of a grey rather than the blue, because the blue is taking my eyes completely away from the wonderful patterns of the shadow, and the shadows are really good. Kept in the dark. Okay, I'm telling you now, I'm reading this. Flooded crypt, Winchester Cathedral. Yeah, so my eye went straight to the words. It's a good portrait, and yes, the shadow in this actually is taking away from the actual portrait, though, because it's cutting his head in half. So it's just a bit. It doesn't quite work for me personally, but it is nonetheless a good portrait. Oh, okay. The man in the tree. There, this is quite clever. I'm enjoying this. I think the bark is brilliant, and the way the shadow works on the bark is absolutely fantastic. I don't even I when it first came up, I thought, well, maybe this should be cropped and take the sides of the picture out, but no, I don't think so. I think you actually need that. That's a very strong image. I love it. Well done.
Okay, so that's the last one of the set. So now we go for the difficult bit, and so we're going to go through them again, but with 4 images at a time to discuss each one. And at the end of the first 4, then we'll do a poll, and then we'll do the next 4, etc., etc., etc. So corkscrew. Hang on, there we go. Corkscrew shadow dance. So would anybody like to kick off the comments on this? Make a comment?
Yeah,
sorry, no, I shouldn't ask that. Sorry.
That's right. It's a lovely shot, and I think it suits the title, and it's been taken specifically for this competition. I just the square format suits it, and I just, yeah, it all works.
Yeah, excellent picture.
It's clever.
Mm.
Well, when we get to the very end, we can actually, once we've done all the polling and stuff, we can ask whoever is the person who took it, how they took it, because we want to know.
Yeah,
And a feel of a silhouette rather than shadows. Maybe.
Well, yeah.
it's a good question. Where does one end and the other begin? It's quite difficult.
Mm.
Yeah.
Although they may be silhouettes, the fact is they're all in shadow, because we know they're chrome and they're all dark, so they must be in shadow. So it's playing with the title or the subject, I think.
It's a good picture.
Yeah, it is a good picture, yeah.
Well,
I don't know which one's the first one, because I'm not sure. I don't know. They all look. I'm sure there's one original and 5 replacement, 5 shopped in
Variants.
Yeah, it will be, but they've been manipulated so they don't look the same. So
yeah,
it looks to me like the front 3 have got a rim light on, so I would guess they're the originals, and the 3 at the back are the shadows.
Yeah.
But has that been put in to differentiate, just to give the sort of feeling of distance from the ones at the back? They're overlapping.
Yeah, it's a 3D kind of thing. Yeah, I think you're right.
Someone made the effort for that one.
Yeah, indeed.
They're actually all holding hands, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, exactly.
No social distancing.
Can corkscrews get coronavirus?
Don't go there.
You can use them on corona.
We're all praying they don't.
Yes.
Okay, so actually, in answer to your point, Jill, so because I suppose I've got the advantage, I'm seeing the image straight from the digital image. It is very, very dark, but there's detail pretty well all the way through to the back of this
I thought
image.
it probably was. I just can't see it on the screen.
No, that I get. So yeah, there certainly is a detail throughout, and there may be 1 or 2 bits which are blown out, but apart from, so it does. I think it suits the feeling of the picture. I like it a lot.
I think
it's very atmospheric.
I love the picture.
As a picture, it's absolutely superb. But as shadows, the whole thing is shadow. It's been taken in shadow, and I don't think the shadows are as prominent as some of the others.
No, I'd agree with that, Brian.
Yeah.
Nighttime picture.
It's a fine picture.
It's a great picture.
Nighttime picture.
Yeah, it's a fine picture. It's just that we're looking for shadows.
It's certainly one I'd like to see in the mono competition. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it could do with a crop on the right-hand side, because I've got this bright spot which keeps drawing my eye.
Not high up.
No, about
the
head.
Just over halfway up. Is that the?
Yeah.
Here.
No, over the right-hand side.
Oh, right. Oh, this bit.
Yeah.
Well, that bit, and there's that bit further over, Phil.
Down a
right
bit
on
to
the
the
edge.
right.
Right.
Down.
Go right and down a bit.
Down a bit, then wrong bit. This is like golden shot, isn't it?
Right.
Cross to the right.
Left a bit.
Right.
Left a bit.
Right.
Right.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I can't see the side of that full side. Ah, hang on. That's why I'm not seeing the whole picture. I apologise. Right, there we go. Here.
Yeah, that's
that bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to shrink down my participants so that I can't. There you go. Right. Sorry, I can see that. Yes, you're talking here then. Yes, right.
Yes,
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that could be cropped off, because that I see as a distraction. Keeps drawing my eye to that.
And in fact, it could possibly work better as square format. I think you could make square format and actually just give that bit more tension to it. But certainly, I think you want that kept in.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's, it sort of just adds that little bit of detail. I personally don't think that's a distraction, but yeah, this bit I get what you're saying. Shall we move on to the next? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Got converging lines here, which always draws your eye in, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the shadows are leading lines, aren't they, to the trees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the sun? If those shadows are from those trees, where's the sun? Because those shadows are really long, so the sun's going to be quite low.
No, I think
trees, can they?
Were they from behind then?
They're from behind, so I think these are the shadows of the trees behind. However, if that's the case, then that's.
How do they converge like that?
They could do, but all I would say is that's a really clever gardener.
Yes, they need to go the opposite other way.
Yeah, it's a clever. Shall we say it makes you think? But yes, I think it's been there's been a bit of contrivance.
It's a wide angle. It's a wide angle. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's a really nice picture. It's just that my eye keeps going to the sky rather than to the actual shadows. That's the only issue I had with it.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Jill. And also, the trees on the left sort of interrupt that nice sort of triangular shape in the middle.
Yeah, they do a bit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a good picture.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. It's a nice picture. I think all I would say is if we weren't looking at if our topic wasn't shadows, what is there in the picture to sort of really attract me? And I think then the answer is probably not so much. It's a nice record shot of the location, but I think it doesn't hold my attention.
Yeah, if we weren't looking at shadows, I think we'd want to cut all the grass off. Right, move on.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Silence. Anyone want to lead on this? What do people think about my idea of cropping off the light on just on the right hand side?
Yeah, it's bright on the edge. It's always a distraction. Anything bright on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does work, but for me, the shadows aren't strong enough. You're looking at the architecture more than the shadow.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think if you crop down here, which I think that's what you're saying, so you go crop into that corner, one of the problems you would then get, sorry about that, is what would these be then? The only clue as to where this is coming from is from the fact it's a shadow of these, and so in a way it may make it more confusing. I'm not sure I agree, Brian. I do get what I think the shadows give it a little bit of emotion. But yes, you're right. The the most prominent part is the architecture or the.
I mean, if the shadow, and what I'm saying is, if the shadows were stronger, a darker
Yeah.
black, it would be a shadow picture.
Yeah.
They wouldn't compete. Well, you know, at the moment, as you say, they are slightly lost with all the beautiful colour of the background.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's only my opinion.
Yeah. No. Well, I think now we'll take our chance to express an opinion. So this is where it gets really exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call up the poll, and you will have the chance to vote for as many or as few of the options that are there, and I'm hoping it works, because it took quite a time to do it. So there we go. I'm going to share, or I'm going to launch the poll. Continue. There we go. So all you have to do is to put a tick in for the ones that you feel are good enough to go forward to.
Yes. We can put in more as well.
You can put them in all of them if you wish.
I think that's it for both of us. We'll have to make that say +1 for me.
Unless you say otherwise, Rosie, we'll assume you're both voting the same way.
Okay, so that's 2.
Okay, so has everybody voted?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the results for this first 4.
So it's corkscrew that goes through, and only corkscrew that goes through. Yeah.
It wasn't because of me.
So I guess what we have to ask then is, and I'd have to work it out. So Rosie,
yeah,
which ones did you vote for? Or did you?
Only the corkscrew.
That's fine. That's good. I think, that's good.
It wasn't going to tip it over the 60% anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Well done, Phil.
Wow. I'm going to just about high five myself now.
We can all do it to the screen if you want it.
So far, so good.
Hang on. Now I've got to try and get it back onto Dicentra. So that's a whole new ball game. There we go. Right. Okay. Right. How do we feel? Let me just throw in mind for a start. I think it's a clever picture, and actually, as far as cutting and pasting those people onto that wing, it's been done extremely well. There is shadow in the picture, but again, the shadow of the people is very, very diffused, and the back part of the wing is sort of in shadow, and the front of Concorde is in shadow. But I'm not sure that it owes too much to shadows, to be honest. So. That would be my comment, I guess.
Yeah, don't disagree.
Yes, I would agree.
Great picture, but there's the shadow.
It's a great picture.
Is that yours, Jill?
Oh, no, allowed to ask that, Tori.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You can ask at the end, Tori.
Yeah, you'll find out at the end.
At the end. Promise.
So shall we move on to the next one?
Fine.
Silence, we'll go for it.
Okay, what do people think of this?
That's another
really very clever.
Yeah, it's clever. It's another image that's been taken specifically.
It's very cleverly lit.
What do people think about the double shadow though? Is that a distraction or is it adding? I couldn't make up my mind.
I think it's all right.
No,
I quite like that.
I think without the secondary shadow, it would be too plain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
couldn't,
I like the
couldn't make up
texture.
my mind. No, it's very clever.
I'd like to see it on a white background, sort of flat white, rather than what looks to me like pink carpet.
Yeah.
I think that well, it could be a carpet, I suppose. Yeah, I had it a wall in my head, but yeah, I
thought
suppose
it was a wall.
Yeah.
If I was being very picky, and I quite often am, on the basis that this is in total control of the photographer, I'd quite like to have seen, whoops, daisy, this one moved so that this triangle of the shadow is complete. Because again, you've almost got this cutting the other part of the image.
Yeah.
So I think if that was just moved over slightly, I'd be a happy bunny, because I think it's a very clever and imaginative shot. I think up here is a little pity that we've got this.
Yeah, I agree.
But but maybe a bit of the old Photoshop and distort and stuff, you could get that back. But
I'm
not sure what to do.
Clone that in. I would, yeah.
Or clone it in, as the case may be.
Yeah.
I'd like a hard edge on the right-hand side, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And this be done surgically, Colin?
Right, I'll move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrow light.
It's a nice wheelbarrow.
Very clean wheelbarrow.
That sounds like wheelbarrow envy.
Yeah.
Look at the wheel, at the tyre. It's the wheel. It's a very sporty wheel.
Yeah.
For me, the picture is all about the bottom half, though. If it just put the bottom half, then it really would have been a shadow picture.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jill.
Yeah.
You could crop it
I agree.
right to the decking, to be honest with you.
Mm.
It'll work.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, I know I've got the advantage of the arrow, but for me, if you had an image that's about that, to get symmetry between the actual and these shadows, to me, that's a you know, a picture that's you could probably work on with contrast and stuff. And actually, I think it'd be. But yeah, as a whole, I'm sort of niggled with the lighting, flare, and stuff that's on there, which has obviously taken without a hood on your lens, whoever. But never mind, I've done it myself, so can't say anything.
What kind of aperture are we looking through? It's all right, go on. Move on.
Sorry.
I'm talking about fuzzy edges here.
I see.
Okay, I've totally missed the point on this one, so I apologise to the author.
It needs to be either square format, just to include the shadow, the picture of the shadow of the woman, or, you know, simulated woman, or a upright vertical.
Yeah.
I think you're the only one who missed it.
See, my eyes are going to the golden bits on the left hand side of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they attract because they're a warm colour.
Yeah, they do.
But if you block those out and make it a square format or a portrait, it actually stands out as a very good image.
It would. Yes,
I think
it would.
very well spotted.
Yeah.
Just fill the frame with the haystack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the image of the lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was a child, it could be the hay wain.
Ah, no. Right. Yeah, just a quick comment is, it looks like this may have been darkened down a little bit to accentuate that. And for me, that's niggling a little bit, because it doesn't look like it would have been necessary, but I might be wrong, and someone will probably tell me later.
No, I think that's just a bale further back.
Yeah, because if you
it is.
the next bale along at the top there is casting quite a dark shadow as well.
Yeah, I guess what
is.
I guess what I mean is this curves that way, and this curves quite dramatically out, and I can't quite see where that's coming from. But never mind, that's just me. Don't worry. Right, now another exciting bit for you all. Hang on, that's it. Wait a minute. You get to vote again. That's set 2. I'm launching a poll. There we go.
I can't remember what Dancing in the Air was.
It was the Concorde.
Oh, right, yeah, thanks.
Are we done?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one last minute one there, I noticed.
Yeah,
Right, never mind.
That was me.
Sorry. Okay, so that's good. So again, that's Prancing Shadows.
Oh, we got 2 through. Fine.
91.
Andrew and I had separate votes on this one.
Okay. Which one was? So what would you have gone for, Rosie?
It doesn't matter, does it? In that we.
No, it doesn't.
It's not going to make a difference. No.
I thought I'd give you the chance to say. Thought just being fair, you know. Right, there we go. Right, let's see if we got this back. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. So for me, I love the shadows. I love the scene, but I think I could put up with this face being slightly blurred, but not blurred, dark. But there is detail here.
I can't see it.
It's
I
sort of
could
lost.
just see it, yeah. Just about, if I look really close.
Yeah, and I know it's about the shadows, but I think, yeah, faces are really important. So that would be my point.
The other thing for me is that there's nothing you can do about it, but it's the bus or whatever it is in the background. My eye keeps going to it. There's nothing you can do about it at all.
I think for me, all the other bits in the background, I find quite distracting.
Yeah,
I think the bus and some bits over to the right, the trees and
the shadow is glorious.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I think the shadow is such that, in fact, this is just my thoughts again, but I think actually if you cropped down here and catch there to there, because these pieces are very striking shadows, this sort of gets more muddy. So you could actually keep that guy in, go down here and along here somewhere. It's worth working on.
What about if you cut it basically in half?
Yeah. Cut the bottom half.
Get the bottom half of just the shadow.
Oh, just the shadow, right.
Yeah, so if you went across, that's it, across there, Bill.
Yeah. You just got the wheels. The wheels.
Yeah, just the bottom of the wheel.
Just the bottom of the wheels. You'd lose the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
It takes away the problem with the faces.
Yeah.
I would do a square crop.
I'd make it mono as well.
Actually, yes. Yeah, because there's the colours aren't doing anything for it at all.
I love this one.
Very simple shot, very effectively done, and as Jill pointed out, the vignette, which is not symmetrical, actually really works. Texture in the paper or the background that it's on, yeah, what's not to like?
I think it's excellent.
Key lines is essential. Well,
yeah, agreed.
This is the best. Well, in my opinion, it's one of the best shots of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't agree.
I agree with the idea is brilliant. I am slightly frustrated that it's just going out a bit here. It's nice and sharp all the way up, but the tip itself isn't. And I think it's probably worth having a go using the old tripod and, getting that whole piece sharp, because I think if that is just brilliant.
I
like it. Know what I'm doing tomorrow night. It's not my picture, by
the way. Okay.
Why
is the shadow so? The tip of the screw in the shadow is so wide.
I don't know. It works.
But because the light source. If it's a small light source, it's sharp down here and it's very low down. You're going to get it spreading out towards the end.
Spreading out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
the dust spots on the right hand side as well on the sensor.
There is a tiny one. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Actually, there's another one there.
Yes, and just.
I did notice that. Well. I actually did notice that.
Clean your sensor.
But
yeah, so it'd be interesting how that was taken. I mean, I wonder what the light source was. I mean, it could even have been a mobile phone. But anyway, bye. Next one.
Yeah, I found it difficult to actually make a comment on this one. It's the picture of two complete halves to me. I don't know what other people think.
Yes, the shadows aren't really that interesting.
No.
You tend to want to keep looking at what's through the window.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. My eyes are at this moment looking at what's the other side of the window. Yeah.
Must be my eyes, but I'm just looking at the frame. I think the interest is in the frame, but we all love dereliction, and you know, you've got this old frame. And I think that it sort of does your eyes in a little bit because the shadows all coming out at, you know, the way the angle is changing just doesn't feel comfortable. Okay, I'll move on. There's no other comment.
Well, perhaps if the shadows had been broken just a little bit by something left on the front end, one of the front stripes, it might have looked less sort of regimented.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a nice soft image.
For me, it's a lovely image, absolutely lovely, nice and soft, lovely pastel colours. But like that other shot, the Arga thing, I think the architecture is overwhelming the shadows.
Agreed.
That's,
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
That's again just an opinion. You know,
no, that's a good observation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lovely picture, though.
Beautiful. You can't fault the picture, but as I say, the theme is shadows, and I think the architecture is overwhelming the shadows.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go.
Okay, any other comments? If not, we'll go on to poll number 3. You're getting the hang of this by now. So, poll number 3. Launch poll. There we go.
Just one.
At least we know what Rosie voted for.
We know what Rosie voted for.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Has everybody voted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Bill, you're not going to do any last minutes, are you?
No, I've already done it. I was the first one in.
Ah, brilliant.
Okay, again, we have a clear winner.
That's a clear winner.
Well, you are allowed to vote for more than one, but yes. Yeah, good choice.
Okay, right. Let's get back onto this again. Got it. Okay, so I think I agree with Jill's comment that because the picture takes in so much, the shadows don't become the subject, and yet the shadows are really strong. So I'm sort of thinking there is a crop here that would make for a more interesting or more appropriate picture, but I think the top's too busy, and really there's you've got shadows here, but this is sort of wasting. Whereas here there is some lovely reflections. The metal always looks good. So there's probably a picture somewhere in here that would be stronger for the topic. Nobody else?
No.
No.
Nope. Yeah, I really like this one. I just don't know why is the blurriness of the shadow is not quite working for me. Does anyone else agree, or is it just me? Because it could just be me.
I agree that they probably would look stronger if the shadows were more blurry. I think that maybe have a better effect. For me personally, and everybody's going to say, what? I'm really bugged by this little black dot here.
That's one of my thoughts as well. And there's some marks above the top glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the marks.
Yes, there are actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the marks are annoying, and And the fact that they're not quite spaced evenly, the shadows.
No, well, the glasses aren't, are they?
Yeah.
There's the space between there and there is greater than there and there. Yeah. So the shadows aren't. The shadows accentuate what the position of the glass is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting if you turn it through 90 degrees as well.
I want to do that. Mentally, I'm turning it round.
Yeah. Which way?
Yeah, that would work.
Way?
Oh, that works better.
Shadows to the top.
So the glasses are...
Yeah, that does give it a completely different feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it looks a lot better if you.
I think it's better.
Yeah, it does. So we're all getting a crick in our neck at the moment. No, it does. It makes quite a difference.
I must admit, when I first looked at it on the run through, it's just strange what you see. The in the shadow, the pattern of the cut glass. When I looked at it initially, I thought they were hands.
Yes.
Yes, they do look very much like that. Yes.
Yeah. I thought, oh, someone's somehow holding. Then I thought, no, don't be silly. That's just a shadow from the cut glass.
The glass is nice and sharp, though.
Yeah, the glasses themselves are really good. Yeah.
I wonder if it might have been worse just using one glass and photoshopping it into the top and bottom positions. Because I'm finding the distortion or the perspective.
Lack of symmetry in it is the.
Yeah. The perspective of the top and bottom ones sort of is a bit off-putting, I find.
Yeah. I'm going to be the one that says I wonder what it would look like in mono, because I think there's sort of the coloration, it doesn't help it either. And I have a feeling that in mono it would look stronger.
Yeah, you might be right, actually.
So there's quite a lot of work to do on this one for someone. Okay, I'll move on to the next one, which is the one penultimate of the four.
What's that? Somebody's come and taken a picture of my cat because he looks exactly like that.
Green eyes.
I personally don't feel this is a shadow shot at all, actually. I hate to say it, but it's. I don't think. I wouldn't be able to guess that it was about shadows.
No, I mean the face of the cat is lovely, but to me it's not screaming shadows.
No, the only thing that is shadow about this is a title.
Yeah.
He's a lovely log, though.
Yeah, I mean, and in actual fact, I'm not a portrait, but I mean, I know that the eyes, this section here, you could actually get rid of everything else, I think, and actually
the eyes are amazing.
Capitalize on that, but just not for shadows. Okay, I'll move on. Gaslight.
I love this one.
It's a very strong image.
It's very atmospheric. I think somebody said about cropping out the cyclist and leaving the shadows, which I think would work fantastically well.
I think if you did that, you'd get a
but
really
I like it anyway.
picture. It's very good. I mean, even as it is, it's good.
Yes.
I have an issue with it, and that is the shadow doesn't have a bicycle.
Yeah, but I don't mind the shadow. If you took the cyclist out, you wouldn't know that, Phil.
No, I know. No, well, that's the point. I'm just making that point that in fact, the shadow does not have a bicycle. So
the shadow also doesn't have a helmet on.
It's
no.
a different person.
It doesn't, does it?
It is.
Well, I didn't actually even think that the shadow was the cyclist. It didn't even occur to me when I was looking at the picture. Of course,
it's a bit sneaky.
Yeah,
but I think if you crop it, you've got something that's actually quite sinister and atmospheric. So I think it's got a lot of potential, this image.
Jack the Ripper about
it. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of that, I've got to say, and again, I may have the advantage here because I'm seeing the original, but the detail over here, I know it's not the shadows. It doesn't help the shadow theme or anything, but the detail over here in these shadows is lovely, and here I'm loving it, to be honest. So I think it's a great shot.
It's a lovely.
Okay, so that's here we go again. We'll do next poll.
Remember, you can vote for as many or as few as you wish. So
there you go. Okay, that's everybody voted.
Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, I've got to hit submit.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. All done?
Yeah.
Has everybody hit their submit button?
Yes.
Good. There we go. Wow. So Gaslight's got 100%.
Yay.
Gosh.
That's the first one of the evening. Good stuff. It's easy. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of what to do now. Right. Spots and stripes. I think it's a pity that the cheetah's not in, you know, not sharp.
Not sharp.
Especially in the face. I also love cheetahs, and I think that's it's distracting me far too much to even notice the shadows, to be honest. And it also, I mean, down here, obviously the foreground vegetation is very, very, very soft, but not in a nice way.
And again, the shadows appear to be secondary to the image.
Yes.
I think the only reason the shadows just happen to be there, and you know, I'm sorry, but it's not a picture of shadows.
You don't want a cheetah without legs.
Oh, indeed. Very important to a cheetah is legs.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Well spotted.
Sorry.
Well spotted. To see the frog.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that if we're only requiring 1400 pixels across the image on this, this competition, you could have cropped in quite a long way to that picture.
That was my thought too.
Yeah.
Because that centre bit around just with the colours of the leaf and the frog, I think would make it a really dramatic picture.
Yeah. As Jill's already said, the green is very distracting, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
There's some funny bits at the bottom right as well.
Yeah, there's
a few weird marks there. Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of cut and paste going on here, which is someone spent some time, I think, cutting the leaves out and to leave this background. And on these comments, they're going to go, "Oh, why did I waste that time?" And there's because like you've got.
Disagree with us if they don't agree. I mean, they're entitled.
No. But there is lots of speckles here, which would indicate a bit of automatic cut and paste, I think. And that's unfortunately left a line here down the bottom. So
that looks like a clone line to me. Yeah.
But this is a less is more. I agree with everybody. I think that's a less is more. That the picture is in the
bit in the middle is great. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I like it. I think it's a very peaceful image, and well lit. Is there quite enough? I feel like the one in this corner being chopped across is a pity. I'd love to have seen that whole second bud coming up here, but nonetheless, it's a very peaceful image. Anything else? So I'll move on.
No, that's a nice one, that one.
All right, tutti frutti.
How come I didn't see that one in the first go?
You weren't looking.
True. I was putting someone on Instagram, sorry. Varying it all afternoon, and eventually sort of managed to sort of sort it out.
I love it.
This is a fun picture, yeah.
I love it. I love the fact that someone's used a curved background to just draw up the shadow. I think it's well thought out, and it's a well photographed. I like it. I like this an awful lot, actually.
Yeah. Well, good key line as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the key line really works.
Okay. So that's next poll. That's the last of that 4. So
easy one.
Your choices.
There we go. Launch poll.
Got to be. I've just realised I've got the ideal shot for this competition sitting on my phone. I can't get it up to the camera enough to see it. Does it work? See it?
There we go.
Oh.
Have we done?
Can't see people.
Yeah.
Tutti frutti, another 100%er.
It's funny that we're only getting 1 in each set of 4.
That's going to leave us short. Never mind. We've got a couple more to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you whether you want to discuss some to push up to make it 6, but we'll see. See what we've got. You can vote for more than 1, folks.
Right. Okay, I was going to say what bugs me about this one. I actually love the idea. I agree with you, Jill. I think, actually, I was thinking to have them pointing inwards.
Well, yeah, either way, is fine.
The cut and paste is left the original background in, so this green here does not match. Oh, can't you? Oh, okay. So yeah, so there's so there's been cut out as a circle, and it actually in cutting it out, I think you've sort of snipped the head a little bit. But the main thing is that the grass here and here don't match the grass in the background.
I can't really see that on my screen.
If that had been done well, I think just the overall idea would make it.
It's a very, very clever idea. It's worth having another go at, for sure.
Yeah.
I might have cropped some of the sky out because the sky's very blue. So I might have been tempted to crop that out, but the idea is brilliant. It just needs a little bit more rework.
Gorgeous colours on the trees.
Lovely.
Yes, you don't want to lose that. No.
I've decided, having looked at some of these, I better go and have my eyes tested again, because when this went through first time, I thought, oh, there's 2 birds sitting there. And it wasn't until Jill said people. And if anyone was looking at all of us and not the images, they'd have seen me as I am now, really peering at the screen. And yes, I can now see that people. perhaps I should take up a different hobby.
I think you're doing all right, actually. So, okay. Right.
Is that upside down?
No.
Does it matter?
Well, it says hanging, so it fits the title.
Swinging, doesn't it?
Swinging, sorry, swinging, not hanging, swinging.
I think it's been presented upside down.
Yeah.
I think it's been taken the other way up, but it's more effective that way.
No, I prefer it the other way around.
I'm not even going to try and do that.
Yeah, because you've got the reflections on the base, haven't you?
Yeah.
On the table or whatever it was on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, you have. It's a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, but I think, I can see the difficulty. If you turn it upside down, you lose the effect that bracket or whatever it is in this orientation looks like a person. Whereas upside down, I think you lose that from, your brain's not going to spot that. Well, mine wouldn't. Oh, Gesundheit.
Sorry, I thought I wasn't on loud still. Sorry, I'll mute myself. Apologies.
So I like this though. I like it. I think it's whichever way you look at it. I think it's. I still like it. I think it's a good idea. Possibly.
I thought into it. Clever.
Yeah.
I like the reduction of the yellow at the middle of the flower. I mean, I believe it would be. I mean,
Yeah, it wouldn't be that colour.
It wouldn't all be that colour, would it? So it's been.
It wouldn't have worked if it wasn't all pinks. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost a mono. Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah. Is it my screen or is there something strange about that wing?
I think it's been over sharpened or something.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Or someone's put an effect on it, because around here, which is a shame, because it's when you see this normally, you expect that someone's cut and pasted it in. But I'm thinking. Sorry.
You got two heads. It looks a bit weird on the.
Yes, it does look like.
No, this is the edge of a sand, so that it's just that the lights. So this is catching this bit, and this
I didn't query
catching
that.
there.
Yeah.
No, I think it's one of those images where I look at it and think, somewhere the original image would have some beautiful detail in. The eye is crystal.
It's lovely.
So I'm sort of confused as to why someone's tried to put an effect on it, because I'd have thought there was a better image underneath the effects, but there you go. I might be wrong.
Possibly it might have made a better picture with cropping it without the shadow, because the bird is just so beautiful. But it's for the shadows competition. You enter a picture with.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
Wildlife's never easy.
No. No.
Very, very true.
It's furious. No.
And anyway, whoever tied its feet into the sand like that really ought to know better.
Super glue.
Having said that, I'll move straight on.
Yeah, I can't see the detail in this on my screen, so I apologise if there's lots of detail. I think
I can see detail throughout. The only place I would say possibly there isn't is down here in the deep shadow here, right. Here, but up here I'm getting detail. I mean, it's
almost nothing up there. For me, the picture is about the window, though, rather than the shadows. That's one thing. I'm just looking at it a second time. That's what's hitting me. No one else?
Window is beautiful.
Yeah, the nice golden brown bit attracts your attention on the window, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Again, it's a picture that's in shadow rather than of shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna launch the poll. Okay, has everybody hit their submit buttons?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't want to vote for any, you can't hit submit.
Really?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I must have. Okay, fine.
Next time, so see.
So in that,
I didn't vote for any in that section. I just clicked submit, and it went through fine.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Tori. That's good to know. So
it's
important because you should be able to vote for as many or as few as you think. So yeah.
Okay. Next and final group of four.
The answer, Phil.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. My apologies.
That's all right.
Oh, how many coffees? Sorry. There you go.
Okay. Swinging. Yeah. So swinging goes through.
Don't shoot me.
Oh, I'm going to shoot you.
Don't shoot me. There we go. Now I've got to do that and that again. There we go. Right, the final batch of 4.
Yeah, I really like this one.
What's the title again?
It's, hang on.
Shadows of Faded Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something in water, doesn't it? It just looks like something floating gently in water to me.
I have to say I'm finding this piece here a little distracting, which is a pity because the rest of it's gorgeous. But it's, and I'll tell you why, is everything else is very smooth, but here you can see the texture of the wall or whatever. And for me, that sort of is incongruous with how soft and smooth everything else is. But I still love it. But for me, that's it.
Yeah. I take your point. It doesn't worry me that much, but I do take your point. But I think it's a great picture.
Mm.
I can't understand it at all.
To me, it looks like flowers under ice. Backlit with blue.
Yeah, it could be.
I think it's really pretty.
I think it's very nice.
Unusual.
Yeah.
It's clearly a Marmite picture.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've nothing that says Marmite down here. Oh, never mind. Okay, right, moving on. Shadow over shadows. Shadow over shadow, should I say? So these, I think, are thistles, aren't they?
Yeah, look like it.
Could be thistles. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Spiky something.
Yeah, they're a bit flat for teasels. It's I just find that the vignettes just overpowering the entire image.
Yes, I think that's so.
And the vignette down in this corner, you've got not only the vignette, you've got this extra darkness.
Yeah.
And I think just the colour of the vignette clashes with these are beautifully
but it's the colour
pastel.
that's really getting to me.
Yeah, I mean these are all pastel shades. This is a real primary bang you in the face type colour, and I'm not sure that works.
When you take I'm just cropping it in my head to just take out the vignette, and it's a much stronger picture without.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bloody crypt. 150 quid to get into the flooded crypt.
I think they're selling it.
Are they?
It wasn't flooded when I went in there, and I didn't pay anything to get in.
I think we've all proved a point here, and that is that we're focusing in on
yeah, indeed you do. And unless words are part of your story in your picture, then they're a distraction.
Yeah. And I think so. For me, I think it's possible to do a portrait where the fact of a shadow cutting the face could work, but I think it has to be a lot more extreme than this, and it shouldn't cut the eye. Whether you should be coming down here.
Yeah.
But so I think it can be done, but I think if you're going to do that, the person needs to either look really evil or in some way very gritty and very, something like that. I don't think even if you had like a sort of a beautiful model, male or female, that would work. I think it needs some grittiness because of the fact you're trying to use the shadow, which is a pity. I like the idea, but not the way it's been applied.
Nice and sharp.
It is.
It is.
It is. Okay. Man in the Tree.
Love the idea of this one. I love the colours in it too.
The textures.
Yeah, it's simple, but it works in my head. I might have just darkened down the sky just a little bit because it's quite bright, but you actually do need the bits on the other side of the tree. But I just love the colours in it and everything. I think it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got layers of colour as it goes backwards.
Green,
orange, green, blue.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. So I'll just set up the final poll. I can't believe this is going so well.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, I love it. Right, there we go.
We're missing the last picture off there.
We've got
the
Catch
title
the
of the
Dark
last
Knight.
picture.
Oh, sorry, that's me. That's my fault. So I'll know which one it is. So the last,
If we go for the bottom one, you'll know it's the man in the tree.
Man in the tree, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Submit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is everybody done?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So
we've got 55 for shadows of faded flowers. That's so close.
Yep. So hang on, let me just write 91. So in actual fact, because it was not the original idea to have 6, 7, 8.
Well, I said a maximum of 8.
Yeah.
So how many have we actually got?
Well, we've got 7
without the shadows of faded flowers.
Correct.
Yeah. So what do people feel about that lovely blue picture? It's borderline.